Welcome back, guys. So today is the day. It's a few days later than when I finished up on the prep side of things. I'm going to start painting. So I have my rust encapsulator. Here it is, Buzzweld rust encapsulator, and it's pretty much snowing outside, so I'm just going to do for today, or for now, I'm going to do the bits that I've taken off, so the tank, the guards, the filler pipe, bumper. Today I'm just going to focus on getting these bits that are off the car and in the dry coated, and tomorrow it looks like it'll be some sunshine, so hopefully get under Molly and try and put the rust encapsulator coating on there first, and if that dries in time, well, a couple of coats of that. I'm going to do 2 coats of rust encapsulator, and then hopefully that's touch dry. It's supposed to touch dry in 15 minutes, but it is freezing, so it might take a bit longer. Then we can get the top layers of the war underbody coating from Buzzweld too. Yes, so you've seen part 1 where we prepare the truck. It's all in the preparation, and yeah, that's done and dusted, and now we're on to part 2, paint. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll stick a link at the top now so you can watch that first, because you don't want to miss that one. Right guys, that's some of the parts for the first coat. Let that dry up. Turn over to the other sides and the second coat. It's actually snowing now. Well, sleeting. Probably, maybe you can just about see it on the camera, but that's how cold it is. It's gotten dark, I've closed up, but I have got 2 coats on all of these things, so these are pretty much ready for their top coat tomorrow. So this is 2 coats of the rust encapsulator, which is supposed to, you know, alter the rust basically, and make it stable surface to paint on top of. So we want that because there was quite a lot of surface rust on a lot of these things, and then just forms a nice solid base, and it's basically like a primer which treats the rust, which we can then paint on top of with our war underbody. So yeah, until tomorrow. So the sun is shining this morning, perfect weather to crack on, get the paint, the first layers of rust encapsulator on the car while it's dry enough, and hopefully we can get most of the layers on today and get onto the actual war underbody seal, and then do these too. And I have a helper today. He's gone nuts, as usual.
Sorry! Just getting excited. Or doing a warm-up because it's quite cold.
Okay.
Today, in the wilderness of JKoverland garage, we have chicken vegetable soup and Greek zero-fat yogurt.
So, we're going to get you on the wall painting the accessories that I rust encapsulated yesterday. And I'm going to rust encapsulate under the car and in the wheel arches. No need to be stingy.
So bossy.
At the moment I'm just focusing on the rusty spots for this, but we haven't got enough of it to cover everything.
Right.
But that's okay. It's not the most comfortable position to be under here for hours either.
Yeah, it looks like you're in a bit of a crippled yoga position.
Right, so it's the very next day.
And the very next day.
There's a lot of painting going on yesterday, which we didn't film all of it for obvious reasons.
We just cracked on it, so it didn't stop.
2 coats on here, looking good. On the guards, got a mark, got a touch up, it's stuck to the plastic. And those bits. And we've begun under here. So first coat is on most of these areas. Bit underneath. As you can see, still got to do all the floor. So we put what was left of the rust converter on any rusty bits, and done a bit of the cross member, as you can see. So we're going to both work under here now, due to being scared of running out of paint. So we're going to get the floor done first with a coat, and then move on to second coat under here.
It's very cold, so therefore you have to work the paint really, really well.
It gets
dries up
very thick, doesn't it?
Very quickly, and I think it's about 2 degrees outside at the moment. So
it's on the radiator at the moment, but it doesn't last long at that temperature.
Exactly, so I have to be super quick, like I don't know, master chocolate here.
Go on then, let's get this done, get this back together. So we're going to put this sound and thermal additive in for the floor. It's supposed to give a bit more insulation and sound deadening. Oh, hello.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
No.
So what's in that stuff then?
So I also bought a can of this cheaper underbody seal, just to get all the extra bits that I'm not so worried about, like inside of the bumper starting to rust. Might, where we're running a bit thin on paint, do some of the inner arch and the bottom of the fuel tank that wasn't rusty. So yeah, if you come around here you'll see I've already done a first coat on the fuel tank. So we did war on the top, but just put this stuff on the bottom because the paint was actually still fully intact on there, so just give it a covering of this stuff.
It looks quite a nice finish actually.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's almost like...
This is not wax seal, it's underbody seal, so it should dry to the touch. So also got this war spray can, because we're going to use it to get into all the nooks and crannies under there that weren't so easy to get to with the paintbrush. For example, in some of these corners and things, and around the tops of where the airbags are, and any gaps and such and missed bits really, which should finish it off nicely. Right, this should be it then. The day of putting things back together. Yeah, so it's been a few days. Everything's dried up nicely, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. But basically, I get this tank back together, put the breather system back on, that back in there with the new diesel heater fitment, etc. Bash plates on, the other protective covers and the fuel filler, the bumper. Let me grab me, where did I put my torch? There it is. So let's show you what she's looking like. So there you go, the chassis looking good. And there, nice coating everywhere. Underneath, see, it's all looking quite happy with that really. Should do the job nicely. So I haven't done the axle because that was painted only last year when it was swapped out to the Mark II axle. Yeah, and I did this back cross member back in Portugal last summer, so that was okay too. So yeah, everything's got its coat of rust encapsulator and then the underbody war. So it'll be interesting to see how this holds up. I've heard some good things. People have been saying recently, seen from the story on Instagram and things. I'll stick a link to our Instagram now if you're not already on there. Do join us on there too, because you see our live updates on the story and things. So yeah, and people have been saying that they've had good experiences with it and it's held it up for years. So I've got high hopes, let's say that. But yeah, hopefully we can get this all back together today. And been off the road a couple of weeks, so it's nice to get back on the road and be able to at least go shopping and things. We've been doing our food order online and things like that. And that brings me to another point, guys. Let that van go past. But we are not far away from 10,000 subscribers on the channel, so that is absolutely amazing. Thank you all for being part of it and your support, getting this channel up and moving. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, do share it and let people know that we're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. It would mean the world. All right, thanks guys. Try not to get that in there. So that's the breather system back on. Now to get the sender unit, or whatever you call it, in, the pickup pipes. You can see the new diesel heater section there, which is that pipe that runs down to the end. Kept it ever so slightly higher than the bottom of the pickup, so that it would never run out the tank completely of diesel. Alright, that's back in. Lost a bit of paint on the way. I'll just cover that in a bit of Lano Guard. Spray that on there, on any bits that lost any paint like that, because you have to put the lock ring in. It's going to rub, so might as well just put a bit of protection on there. Breather system is all back together. The tank guard is on, screwed in. So now I'm just going to prepare the underneath, putting some of the wires back in place, shocks back on, the air tank back on, and I need to call Christina to help me lift the tank back in here. So there we go, the wires neatened up, shock on, ready for the tank pretty much. Bit of copper seal on the threads, Attached my fuel line for the new diesel heater. Ready to hook up when we install that, hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, I've got my assistant. The fun bit, eh?
Got the muscle.
Get this back under there.
Yeah. Or should we do like magic trick and then it's done? No, you're going to see us suffering.
Well, might be fine, it might be difficult, but there's only one way to find out.
Yes, and as you can see, it's dark outside already.
Yeah, everything takes a lot longer than you think it's going to take, always. But it's all back together now. I've also gone underneath all there with the lanolin just as an extra protection. You know, the extra nooks and crannies and things, and that should help. Yeah, let's get this in then.
Yeah.
Right, I can move it to there. Try and get underneath it.
Do you want me to lift it?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, that's enough, not so it scratches the top.
Okay, there's plenty space to the top. Okay. Whoop, hold on. It's almost just touched the. Oh. Are you okay?
Oh,
Are
yeah,
you?
I'm fine. Perfect. Right, so that was 16 minutes on the timer. Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Are you covered in lanolin?
Covered in lanolin, it's in my hair, all over my face,
Gosh,
on my
yeah.
hands,
Oh, well shiny.
in my beard. At least it's good for you, it's natural.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a natural moisturiser here.
Well, it's just a few more bits to put back together. Bumper on, filler pipe, and etc. So I hope you enjoyed
Or struggle.
the struggle, the real struggle, or coming
real.
along for the journey of doing this under ceiling project. It's been about 2 weeks in the making, doing random days in between the weather and things.
Yeah.
Please do give us a like, really helps. Subscribe if you're not already. And we will be seeing you very soon in the next one.
Yeah. What we're going to be up to? We don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be a surprise for
We'll
all of us.
find out. Okay, cheers guys.
Cheers, guys.
Is she gonna fire after all those weeks off the road, pumping up and down the air suspension and all that probably air in the system now? Don't know if we'll have to bleed it. Let's find out.